now tuned in to 91.3 FM.
91.3 FM.
WCUW.
WCUW.
This is Voice of the Voiceless. Rip, rip. You already know. It's your boy Saint Mike, Mike J, Michael J. Killer, Negro Spiritual, Mike Talk a Lot. Rip, rip.
And it's your man Keith Report, aka Mr. Moscato, aka the greatest man walking the face of this earth.
Rip, rip.
And I'm Tuka Joe, and
You ain't gotta change that.
this is Nate Peter Ghost, Joaquin X.
Not one of these folks up
One
here.
for all. I'm listening to 91.3 WCUW.
Voice of the Voiceless, where we talk about
Sports,
politics,
religion.
sex, rip, rip,
Is
entertainment.
that true?
You name it. We talk about
What
it.
you gonna talk about?
What you gonna talk about? Now talking about.
All right. Have a good day. All right. You too.
Rip, rip. Hey, what's going on? What's the WCUW 91.3 FM Voice of the Voiceless? It is your boy Truth that I am here to address any and all things when it's time to, and it's time to. And unfortunately, Truth, who's always here to keep it real for you, is not here today. So I had brought someone else along. She still needs a radio name. She hasn't figured one out yet, but we're going to get her one. It is my wife, Joy, in the building. Joy, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay, just well, that's it?
Just well.
That's it, okay. All right, well, I'll accept that. You were just listening to Mongo Time with Rosie and Chuck. Catch them every Tuesday before Voice of the Voiceless. Love those guys. So, after listening to some music, you can stay tuned and listen to some Voice of the Voiceless. Makes you feel good. Well, we have some stuff that we need to talk about today. And as soon as I figure this out, we'll be ready to talk about it. So, honey, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you have a lot of junk in your home?
Yes.
You do. You have a lot of junk in your
I
home.
need a couple dumpsters if anybody wants to donate one.
Well, dumpsters can cost upwards of $500.
That's why I'm asking for a donation.
Oh, you can't ask for donations on what's called radio. She's
No,
just
not
kidding.
here. I'm not. No,
She's
not
just
really.
being facetious. People don't get upset and come yell at us.
No.
But so Worcester is getting ready to crack down on illegal dumpers. The city is ramping up efforts to curb illegal dumping through increased use of surveillance cameras. So there will be cameras on places. If you know the place where, this is a good spot to dump, be on the lookout because there'll probably be cameras there waiting for you.
Why can't everybody just use the bags that I have to use?
Because you can't fit a futon inside a yellow trash
I know,
bag.
as opposed to having dumpsters. Why? I have to pay $1 million for these bags. Why shouldn't everybody else?
They do, but we're talking about junk here. We're talking about TVs and
I
futons and couches and
Oh.
stuff that that people leave in yards and in abandoned lots.
Like where we saw it the other day.
Where we saw it the other day. It looked, the
Yeah.
picture in the telegram actually looks like that. And those efforts have already paid dividends, with 2 people caught on camera last week illegally dumping debris in a southwestern neighborhood just hours after a community group had cleaned up the streets.
Well, you know what Worcester really needs to do?
What?
Other towns do it. A certain day of the week or month, you can put your stuff outside. Boston does it. You
Really?
can put your stuff outside and they take it. Remember, a friend of yours used to live in Boston area, and he told us, bring our stuff, he'll throw it out front for us, and
That's
the trash
right.
takes it.
That's right.
So even if it's once a month, maybe the third, whatever day your trash day is on, Worcester should do that. You shouldn't have to pay an arm and a leg for a sticker for each mattress, each box spring, each dresser. If it's an electronic, that's different, but like beds, furniture, things like that, they should just pick it up.
Okay. you know, a lot of people are going to be, where's the money going to come from? Not a lot of people, a lot of the officials will say, where's the money going to
Their
come from?
paychecks.
Okay. I don't think
Not my
Edward M. Augustus Jr. would be happy about that. He said on Monday the city was able to identify those two people doing illegal dumping when a camera recorded the license plate on the truck, and those violators was issued $200 citations.
Wow.
Mr. Augustus said the city is deploying 7 surveillance cameras to monitor illegal dumping hotspots around the city. He said the use of the cameras is part of a broader strategy to improve the city's overall cleanliness.
So that lot that we saw the other day over off of Grafton Street,
Yep.
they could have turned that into a garden. It was big enough, they could have done like a garden for the neighborhood. They have one up on Pleasant Street.
I'm telling you, I don't know
They could
why.
have turned it into something where they can't dump.
They could have. I don't know why I remember the junk in that, because we were just there
Because we
briefly.
were talking about it.
But it looks just like the junk in this picture that I have. You should come around and see the picture. People need to know that if they think they can get away with illegal dumping, we are indeed watching, he said. Doesn't it look like, it looks like the junk, right?
No, there was only a bed in the junk we saw.
No, bed and the junk, but the junk, I think I identified where this junk came from. I saw, you really don't need cameras, all we need is truth it around the city of Worcester. That's
You
why
know
I thought
what
it
street it was?
No, I
I
don't know
know,
what street it was.
City of Worcester. You'll never know the streets.
Right. Mr. Augustus said it is important for the city to catch and fine those doing the illegal dumping, rather than just removing trash and debris left behind. Otherwise, it'll simply enable more people to do the same. People have to know there has to be consequences for this type of activity, he said. Dan Cahill, a sanitation inspector for the City Department of Inspectional Services and a team leader of the Quality of Life Task Force, said illegal dumping is not confined to any part area of the city. And he is telling the truth. So here's kind of my take of it. Dumpsters can cost upwards of $500 to empty out old junk in your basement, like mattresses, televisions, old computer desks, old TV stands, broken down china cabinets, grandfather clocks, and the beat goes on and on. Some people can't afford a dumpster to get rid of a single item. Sometimes, because single items, remember we used to do this at one time, it was like $20 per item to get rid of. You'd call the city, you'd pay with a credit card, they'd send you a sticker, and you put the sticker on your item and then you put it up.
Some things we had to borrow trucks and stuff
Yep,
to bring, because it was just cheaper to bring it to the dump.
yep. So, you have all those things. If you have an old beat down bedroom, it will cost you over $100 to get rid of all the stuff, because you have to get rid of the headboard, the footboard, the box spring, the mattress, and all those things are separate items. The dresser, the mirror on the dresser, all those things, each $20, each 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, that you'd be paying over $100 just to get rid of the junk in your bedroom when your bedroom gets old. And I don't know about you, but if you have a mattress over like some 5, 6 years old, it's about time to start looking for a new one.
Yep.
So they've been, people been getting rid of stuff at illegal places. Little clothing, the little clothing donation bins that they have around the city,
Yes.
like the Boys Club ones.
Yes.
That's where a lot of people dump their furniture and their stuff out there too, at those things, where they only ask for clothes, but you see a futon, you see a couch, you see a whole you can get almost a whole living room set at some of the spots where you're only supposed to drop off clothes. So, I don't know, it is crazy. But at Augustus, so they've already caught 2 people, charged them $200 for doing that. Guess how much it can go up to? $200 is the low end of how much they fine people.
$2,500.
You were close, $2,000.
Wow.
Between $200 and $2,000, people will get fined for having their junk just laying around the city. Or if because you figured, if I dump out my whole living room set, $200 might not be that much. That's how much I'd have to pay anyway, regardless, for a dumpster. But then, when you start talking about the 2000s, then you know that it's a different ballgame.
See, but when you're thinking like that, it's going to be cheaper. If you're already putting it all in a truck or something, it's going to be cheaper just to bring it to the dump.
Yep.
Not far. It's right on South. Right on. I don't know where it is. Off of 146 over there.
So why haven't we done it if it's that easy?
Because it costs money and I don't have money.
Well, we need to stop. Maybe we need to focus on one item a week or one item every other week or something. Eventually it'll empty out, but we gotta. Listen.
It's cheaper to dump
we
it
feel
than
your
it is
pain.
to put it out there and wait for that sticker.
Is it?
Yeah, it's cheaper for you to bring it. So when you drive up that, you know the street I'm talking about?
On
When you go
146.
Off of the street behind 146.
Yes.
So if you come down that street, it's Southbridge Street, maybe, I don't know. And you'll see it, you'll go up it, and then there's different compartments for you to go into
Mhm.
that tells you like for beds, for couches, for metal.
Mhm.
Because of course they're going to use the metal. But for metal, go look at these junk guys. They'll come and get all your metal in. They'll do it for free.
Yeah. If
They'll
you
be
have.
excited about it, the scrappers.
Right, Worcester citizens, if you have an old dryer or a washing machine that's conked out, all you got to do is go to Craigslist, take a picture of it, and say free metal, free washer for scrap, and someone will come and pick it up because a lot of people use that money to because you can get money back for metal.
I wish I knew how to be a scrapper. I've got plenty of stuff.
Maybe we should.
Where do you bring it?
I don't know. Maybe we should
Anybody
invest in
knows,
that.
let us know.
I know a guy. I know a guy.
I know a guy too.
All right. So yeah, that's that. And also know that there's only 7 cameras, but those 7 cameras do move. So let's say you
Are they
dump.
drones?
No. What I'm saying is that, like, let's say they have a camera in one area and it's slowed down, and they know that there's another part of the city that's getting a lot of complaints for illegal dumping. They'll move that camera there. So if you dump something in one area, don't double dip. You better find another. I can't believe I'm educating people on how to get away with illegal dumping. But yeah, you got to not be careful, but just do the right thing. Pay for a dumpster to come to your place, or pay for to put the
bring it to
stickers.
the dump.
Yeah, or bring it to the dump yourself if you have a truck like we don't. So that's that for that news. Now let me ask you another question on to the next subject. If you were in a room and you were with one high school student from every high school in Worcester, and there were no fights that happened,
Oh,
but they are telling you some of the challenges and opportunities in Worcester schools, what do you think some of the challenges would be that they tell you about?
high school?
High school, yep.
What grade? Because
Take your
ninth graders are
pick.
going to have different
Yeah,
outlooks
so
than
let's
12th
say
graders.
a junior is going to be seniors, since we're in the
Okay.
summertime, they're going to be seniors when they come in, or even just recently graduated from high school.
Not enough time
Okay,
because they're trying to work, they're trying to do the schoolwork, and they're trying to have a social life.
so you think they're going to come in their room and tell you that they need more school time?
No, not enough, not school time. Not enough time to do their work.
So too much school time.
Yes.
Okay.
And the clickiness. If it's a girl, see, I can only look at the girl aspect of it. The clickiness of the high schools.
Okay.
How you're either part of this group, or then you're an outcast, part of no group.
Well, what would be their concerns, or what would be their needs when talking about the actual school, though, about what the school does? The challenges about the school
About the actual
itself.
school?
Yep, the challenges about the actual schools. Remember, there's a representative from every high school here. North High, South High, Burncoat, Worcester
I've got
Tech.
some things for you.
Well, yeah, and you
The
can't.
asbestos.
I was going to say they did not say asbestos. A good thing you said the word before I did, because I was going to say asbestos.
What?
But I don't know. But high
The
school
quality
students.
of the schools. The high schools in Worcester, let's eliminate Worcester Tech out of this altogether. Because they don't count their brand new school. Not
Okay.
brand new, but they're updated.
Okay.
Doherty is falling apart. Burncoat is falling apart. From what I understand, North is falling apart. South is newer, but still,
No, South
it's
is
newer
older.
from when I was in 6th grade.
No, South is older. As a matter of fact, they already passed it. They're going to demolish that
Yeah,
South High and build
As
a new
they
one.
should, because they rebuilt South when I was in Freeland Street School.
Right. So South isn't new there. That's definitely that's one of the older ones.
Yeah, but no, I think the school, the quality of the school, the smells, like how the old fungus smell
Mhm.
in the high schools.
Well, there was a meeting that the kids organized and they
For them.
tackled. So high school students tackled insufficient school funding, that was one thing, the lack of district support for students, and an adequate local public transit system, and other issues at a public discussion about the Worcester public school systems Monday evening. Organized by the local students, the event attracted around 30 students, school officials, and residents. It was billed as an opportunity for Worcester's youth to weigh in on the direction of the schools as a district, and as leaders began crafting the system's next strategic long-term plan.
How come we don't hear about these things before it happens? Because we have two high school students.
I wonder if maybe we have to read the paper more. Maybe they're in the paper.
I read the paper every day.
Facts. I don't know. But so this was organized by the students. So maybe it wasn't made too public because it was student organized, and that was one of the complaints. One of the complaints was, why aren't the teachers and the schools organizing something like this? Why do the students have to organize something like that?
Do you remember when we were in school? It was a different time, of
It
course.
was a long time
A
ago.
long time ago. They had, in middle school even, and then even in high school, if you didn't have a pencil, you could get a pencil. It was paper. They asked you to bring 3-ring binders, but there was the school paper with no lines, no holes. It was like the pretty school paper that girls who like to write big
Construction paper?
No, that girls who like to write big and bubbly could write because the lines were big. And we had those all the way through high school.
Yes, I do remember. Yes.
And they were good for you because you're a lefty, so they didn't have any of that stuff.
Okay.
The note thing.
Okay.
And why don't we have any school supplies anymore? I think that's a
funding.
part of it. Too.
Funding's
No,
an issue.
funding is baloney.
Funding is
But
that's
they're
a real
going to fund
issue.
more
Money.
charter schools in Worcester?
Charter schools are separate. They don't
Exactly.
They don't fund charter schools independently, I believe. I could be wrong. Anyway, you have a point. Organized by local students, throughout the 90-minute talk, it became apparent that another aim of the discussion was to generate ideas on how students can better take ownership of their own education. That to me is bomb, because it's not ridiculous, but it's easy to have 30 kids in class say, I want you all to learn the same things and be able to regurgitate the same things and say the same things.
Regurgitate.
Yeah, you get that information comes into you, and then on test day, you have to just spew out that same information. You're not really learning anything in school. It's exactly what it is. It's regurgitating. You're just giving out what you're taking in, and there's no real learning process behind it. And there's nothing identifiable behind it either. Meaning, Sally and I are learning the same exact things, even though my thing would be electronics or like television entertainment, and hers might be dance or something like that. Mm-hmm. It doesn't focus on independent things. So one of the things that they said was they don't feel sufficiently engaged or effectively guided by the school system. I feel like we're undermined by teachers. They don't want to hear us, said Morgan Johnson, a soon-to-be senior, I hope that's a girl, soon-to-be senior at South High Community School, who added, she often feels like she has to take all the initiative to get what she needs out of the public schools. It's cool, but it's stressful. Sometimes it's helpful to have more support. So, it's almost like and that's what teachers will tell you too. Hey, we're here if you need us. No, you should be there for us, period.
See, it's so hard for me to see that because in our elementary school that we have kids at, we were very, very blessed and fortunate to have the school that we have.
Yep.
Because those teachers, they will come to the house. They will do everything that they can to help the student. And then with our oldest at Worcester Tech, we were very fortunate for that too. I mean, they visited her while she was in the hospital. The principal, the assistant principal, everybody came. You know what I mean? Like the teachers called me.
Right.
So it's different. Whereas I haven't heard one thing from Burncoat Middle one time.
Okay, we're not going to call out specific schools, are we?
No, I don't like.
Burncoat, you need to get your act together.
No,
but
I'm saying, but that's like the high school. The schools are. You don't hear anything specific about the kids. You don't get any specific.
We are talking about seniors though, where they will be looking into the future about where they're going to be going
Yeah.
closer to them. Well, we have one who's a junior, and she's in Worcester Tech.
She's a senior now.
Well, she's
Yeah.
a junior at this moment. She
Yeah.
will be a senior next year. Whatever, in about a month. I know where my daughter is in school. She's going to be a senior
Yes.
when school starts again. I hope that passes your test.
Thank you very much.
She'll be a senior, but when she goes to school, I think high schools should be focusing more on, okay, this is your last year, not make sure you pass this test, make sure you pass
Exactly.
this test, SATs, MCAS, all this stuff. It's, okay, what do you want to be? Now is the time. When they tell you in like elementary school, you could be whatever you want to be, you've had from then to now to say, I want to be this. And this is the time where they should be kind of gearing you more towards that area. Yes, still passing those tests, still passing those MCAS, and all this SATs, that stuff is important, but it should be more important for you to know where you're going to be from an educational standpoint. We don't know what you're going to be doing with your life, and unless you have an idea, the schools can't help you. But at the same time, the schools are so busy worried about the SATs and the MCAS
We have
that
to
they're not
do
doing anything.
all these there's a new test too, and I don't know what it's called. There's a new test. Not only do they have to take the MCAS and the SATs, there's another test these seniors and juniors have to take before they can move on with their lives. And it's not fair. And I don't know. I was the last graduating class before the MCAS.
Well, Betzabe, B-E-T-Z-A-B-E, I don't know how to pronounce that, Betzabe Vasquez, also a student at South High, and one of the organizers of Monday's discussion, said that she feels too much of her schooling seems to be geared towards doing what she has to do, rather than what she would find interesting or inspiring. When picking her elective courses, for instance, I just chosen classes I know I would succeed in so I could get into college. So in other words, when it comes to high school, you're just picking classes that are easiest for you to pass.
Yeah.
So you don't have to work, so you know that you'll have high enough marks to get into college. Instead of, college has these courses, let me start preparing for these types of courses now, these majors that I want to get into. So there's a strategic plan, a new strategic plan that hasn't been updated or changed since the 90s that Worcester is looking to update. And this was instrumental, or this is what the kids came up with, to help say, hey, if you're going to come up with a plan for our future, an education plan, how about ask the students? And these are some of the things that they came up with. Other participants said the schools simply don't have enough resources to provide the necessary level of support to students. Several mentioned the lack of guidance counselors at the high school level, for instance.
Well, they're all 100 years old.
So they don't really understand.
Yeah, when I was even in high school, my guidance counselor was already older than retirement age.
Yeah, I remember. I was caught in a love triangle in high school, and the guidance counselor brought me into the room, and the guidance counselor said, "Were you dating both girls?" And I was like, "No, sir, I wasn't dating anybody but myself, sir." And the guidance counselor, who was female, I don't know why I said sir, said, "If you just tell the truth shall set you free." And I was like, "What do I look like, an idiot?
I know who she is.
What do I look like, a fool? I'm not admitting to nothing, no." But we do need some more guidance counselors. But that's not a problem that the kids have to handle either. How do we get more people in the future interested in becoming teachers? That's going to be another problem.
Pay.
And
give them supplies. Don't make it so that the teachers have to go to when you go to Staples and you go shopping for school supplies, which I will never do that again because they're very expensive. But you have to be a teacher. You have to prove that you're a teacher, and you get abundance of deals and discounts and stuff like that. Whereas if I go in with 6 kids, I have to pay a regular price. I have to pay cost.
Yeah, but do you really want to pay a pay-driven teacher to...
No, I'm saying actually supply them with the things that they need for school. Supply them with, I don't know, things for the classroom. Things that they need for each student. And get the teachers that actually care. Don't just get the people who are in there just for a paycheck. Pay them better, but also give them what they need.
Yeah, in the words of Keith, I can dig it. Keith, he would say I can dig it before he said something that he disagreed with, but I can dig it.
So are you gonna disagree with me?
No.
Okay.
Some speakers mentioned, students are definitely asking for a lot more out of their teachers, and teachers want to give it, said Claire Baylor, a graduate student at Clark University, a member of the Worcester Socialist Alternative Group, but they're working against funding issues that definitely wear you out. I think this is a bigger problem. So, yeah, you said pay to the teachers. I agree, pay to the teachers, but it's also, how are the kids going to get there? How are the kids going to get home? Especially like after school programs.
Mm-hmm.
I think there should be something for school buses. free transportation through bus for after school programs. If you're a student and you have your student badge, you should be able to get a free bus
On a
pass.
city bus.
Yeah,
even.
but that's what I'm talking about, the
Because
city
when I
buses.
went to CSC, before it was whatever school it is now,
Mhm.
That's
where bad kids went.
Shut up. When I went to CSC, they used to give us the free bus passes,
Mhm.
and you could use it wherever you needed to go to get home, whatever. But I mean, these schools don't give you bus passes. One does, but most of them don't, and it's stupid because they hold your kids after school for extra help, let's say. And how's the kid going to get home? What if I'm at work? What if you're at a radio show? What if nobody's home? How is the kid going to get home if they normally take a school bus?
Right.
They don't think of that. So there should be readily available city passes, or their student IDs. You're right. Every kid has a student ID now.
All right.
Every kid.
All right. So we're blaming the funding.
Yep.
Blaming the teachers get some of that blame.
Yep.
The lack of transportation.
Yep.
You know what another thing that gets blamed?
What?
What else do you think should get blamed? Not asbestosis. What about colleges? We have, Worcester has an
The best
abundance of
colleges in
colleges.
the United States.
Dude, you see that sign off the highway, Worcester has like 10 of the best colleges in the United States or
People
whatever.
travel to Worcester to go to school.
Right. We have Clark University, Worcester State. I'm going to need help naming some of the other colleges. Becker College.
It's all like Quincy.
Quincy
Best nursing
College.
program.
We already named Worcester State. Right? Well, they have 10, and we named 2 of them off the top of our heads. That's that we see CSC graduates.
I'm going to college. Leave me alone.
Right. So.
How are the colleges to blame though?
Okay. Worcester, with its abundance of colleges, should be able to do more to establish local support networks for its school system. Meaning, all these colleges, colleges send a lot of college kids to high schools for extra credit, or as part of programs for colleges. Colleges could definitely do a lot more for the high schools and the kids potentially wanting to go to their college.
So they should send out not representatives, but like people from their college to speak to the kids, to help them with extra programs, to help them with things like that.
Or a college should have a program where they groom a kid, where they groom kids.
Quincy has a program, because I was
Yep.
trying to get somebody very close to us in this program a few years back,
Uh-huh.
where if you drop out of school,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not encouraging anybody to do,
Right.
if you drop out of school because of whatever reason, you take a test, not the GED test, you take a test to place you. You then finish your high school credits at Quincy, you get your high school diploma, and you continue to go, and you've already earned college credits at the age of 16, 17.
Right, but the problem is that you don't want to wait for them. They should be in the schools now before
No,
someone
yes, before
drops
they
out.
drop out.
Right.
They should be starting in middle school.
Yeah.
In 7th and 8th grade, they should be starting.
Yeah, so why is it such a struggle in this city? Asked Hilda Ramirez, who works at Worcester State University's Latino Education Institute. I don't have the answer, but there has to be more opportunities for connections. An example of the inadequacy of local infrastructure to help students that the discussion has hit upon is Worcester's public transportation system. Look at here, where several past and present students pointed out that they don't have much access to during the school year. Nearly every student in the room agreed they would be able to participate in more after-school extracurricular activities if they had bus passes or some other way to regularly access the transit system. That is one of the problems. There's 2 problems that keeps Worcester from really being a major city like everybody claims Worcester is. One is the waterways. If you notice, every major city has a waterway or someplace close to it.
What?
Yes, every major city has a waterway. Either an ocean.
Oh, a boat.
Yeah, for boating. A waterway.
What are you talking
A
about?
body of water, honey. My goodness. Or some sort of transportation. Well, someone needs to get some sleep. But yeah, they usually have a body of water or something. And the second thing is a good transportation system. Worcester has neither of those.
But we built the hub. That's so confusing.
I tried, you know what, I tried to use the hub to get home one time.
Oh,
I
boy.
swear, I just stood there and called my dad and said, Dada, can you come pick me up? I was like a 2-year-old.
And
Like,
years ago, we have taken the bus when our car broke down. We have taken the bus
Yep.
before the hub was built, when you just
Yeah.
had to catch a bus at City Hall.
yeah, I don't understand it. And then the
But-
buses have so many ads on them, right?
Yeah.
That you don't know what bus, oh, you're supposed to be waiting for bus 32. Oh, I'm waiting for bus 30, oh, what bus is that? Oh, buy Doritos now? What is it? No, that's the buy Doritos bus. How am I supposed to let bus 32?
But you know what else is kids want to play sports. They want to do all of these things where you have to travel as well. If your kid plays sports for a sport team for your school, you should not have to provide the transportation to Holyoke because they're playing against Holyoke High School. There should be a school bus, or I'm just saying a faraway place.
Oh, parents shouldn't have to
No,
provide the
because
transportation.
what if you don't have a car? Now your kid can't play football or soccer or baseball or whatever they're playing?
Yeah, right.
No,
Yeah.
and they do that. Like, we've had to travel places.
And our daughter doesn't have one athletic bone in her body.
She tried. She did try.
She's
She
she's
tried for a
playing.
year. And
She's playing soccer, and a ball came towards her head, and she ducked. I said, headbutt the ball, knock the ball the other way. She literally went, ee, and then ducked her head down. Not one athletic bone in my family. Well, in my kids, yeah, I'm talking about between me and everybody else except me.
Don't really. The little girl, she's a dancer.
That's okay. She'll grow out of shape of it. Anyway, so the transportation system is something that really has to be addressed, but not even for sports. At least when you play sports, you have an inspiration, an aspiration to become someone, even though likely chances are you won't be a major sports person, but they have.
That's positive.
Listen, okay, this is another thing about kids too, right? You gotta keep it real. When you are in elementary school and that teacher comes up to you and says you could be anything you want to be, they should go to jail for perjury. They should go to jail for lying. They should go to jail for contempt of court. They are not telling the truth. They are lying. And there is nothing about that is the truth. If you look at the NBA, there is about 30 men a team. What's 30 times 30?
900, I don't know.
900.
I was like, wait, 900 is right.
Yeah, 900. And the millions and millions and millions of people who want to play basketball like you, only 900 is going to make it into the NBA. And that's per generation.
Yeah, because some of these NBA players are there for a little while.
10, 12 years.
Yeah.
You're not going to make it into the NBA. Let me just break it down for you right now. I believe the children are the future, but you're not going to make it to the NBA. You're not going to make it to the NBA. You're not going to make it to the NFL. I mean, yes, there's one or two people here and there. Like my cousin, he made it to Major League Baseball. So there are exceptions to the rules. And yes, but even those who think that they have a good chance, you should have a very good plan B, where your education is more important than your sports. You should be worried about how am I going to run a business, how am I going to be doing this, how am I going to be doing that.
Even if you go to college on a sports scholarship,
Yep.
and you play for the college, you're not guaranteed a career ever. Like, you're not guaranteed a career as a football player.
Right. You're
Just
not.
because you were scouted in high school, went to college, yep, the NFL, they're going to come and look at you, but they might like this guy better than you. So.
And even some people who are accepted in the college, or accepted in the NFL or whatever.
They never make it to the real league.
No, but I mean, even if you make it to the real league, one injury could end your whole career, and then you have nothing to fall back on. Right. That's why education should be pushed even more.
That's why these scouts shouldn't be allowed to scout in high school.
No, I think they should. They need to get some of them kids need money ASAP before they drop out of school.
So then when they hurt their knee and they can never play again.
Oh, who's sounding negative now?
No, I'm just saying. That's your thing about the education.
Jai Chavis, no, you're right. Jai Chavis, a recent graduate of Worcester Technical School, said it will take an organized effort on behalf of students and other advocates for the school system to secure that kind of public funding depending on service, however. They're not just going to give it, he said. We're going to have to get it, and we're going to have to fight for it. Yes, that is something that they're going to have to do. Other students said they wish the district's own administration would do a better job at representing and involving students in matters that are important to them. Why did the youth have to organize this event? This was the good question. That's what had to happen, was that the students were the ones that had to organize it. Why is the students have to organize it?
I don't know. Because sometimes it takes initiative.
The event's organizers said they plan to submit a transcript of Monday's talk to Superintendent Maureen Beninda for consideration in the district's strategic planning process.
We as human beings don't like change, and all of these school committee people have been in the school committee for a while.
Yep.
So change is not always a good thing in their eyes.
Yep.
They want to keep it like it's 1996.
Right.
And why would we have to update it? It worked in 1996. But it's 2017, it's not working anymore.
Students are different.
No, that's what
Live
I'm
people
saying.
are different. Yes.
I'm saying these people have been in this career for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't want to do the change because that's actual physical work.
Right. So the three things that stood out to me about this article that was in the Telegram today is the first thing was the fact that teachers were more geared towards doing whatever it took just to pass them and have them graduate, and little to no focus. Right. Yep. Little to no focus on what they may actually be interested in pursuing when they graduate. That's the first thing that stood out to me. The second thing was, why aren't the teachers holding any of the meetings? That was at the end of the article. That stood out to me too.
What about the meeting they just had?
That's the one that was from 1996. So if you had one since 1996.
No, I know, but they are holding meetings, but they're just not doing anything with what they get.
And I don't know if those meetings are necessarily for the children.
The kids were invited.
Well,
the kids and the parents, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was for the 1996 one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, in about 3 decades, yeah, you expect something.
Yeah. And they need to get rid of this No Child Left Behind stuff. Because there are some kids that need to be left behind another year or so.
Right. Some kids.
They learn different. They need a little more help.
Yep, you're right.
I have some kids who I wonder if they should be where they are.
Right. Another thing is, should the city fit the bill for the students?
Yes.
Like every student who signs up for an after-school program, right? Mm-hmm. Should get a card, or they should have available bus cards or bus tickets.
Their ID should work
for the students.
Your student ID should just.
Well, no, you don't want no student trying to go to their girlfriend's house and whatever. They have to sign up for the program, and then they have to get the bus ticket, and then they have to show up to the program, or they don't get another bus ticket.
I like the student ID idea better, because then the kids can take a bus to school.
Yeah, let them do what they want. Let them go to
No, I mean
Javier's
in the
house.
winter.
You just want the kids to go to Javier's.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
Javier is the kid
Oh, he's a kid?
that the girls want to go to because they didn't go to the after-school program that they were supposed to go to. Are you not paying attention?
Well, that's on their parents.
Well, focus, man. All right, so there's that story. Let me see. We had that story out of the way, the dumping and the students. Now it is time for, let's say we are having a free speech rally. And Black Lives Matter shows up to this free speech rally.
Mm-hmm.
And someone shows up to the free speech rally in a gorilla suit, holding bananas, asking people would they like a banana, and then having a banana attached to a string and a stick, dragging it as if it's going to convince people to chase him. Do you think he should be charged? Do you think he should be charged with crimes,
Where do you come up with this stuff?
This is headline news. Or do you think he should be? Do you think it's free speech?
I think it's I think it's both. I think there is a crime there. Absolutely, there is a crime. They should be charged.
Well,
but where is that fine line of free speech?
well,
That's where I think the costume is like, come on.
okay. Well, Gorilla Mask student at Black Lives Matter
He
rally.
got charged, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He
Okay.
wants charges dropped.
No.
A former Tennessee State University student accused of civil rights intimidation during a Black Lives Matter demonstration is seeking to have the charges against him dismissed. The Johnson City Press reported Sunday that Tristan Rexke, attorney, filed a motion last week to dismiss charges of civil rights intimidation. The then freshman Rexke attended a September rally at a free speech zone on campus wearing a gorilla mask and overalls, carrying a burlap sack with a Confederate flag.
That's not free speech, though.
Is it not?
No, that's free speech is speech. Is speaking. If he wanted to say something, he should have had the nerve to say it.
He made the
Instead,
statement.
he made this statement, and that's a hate crime.
But keep it real. If he had bananas, he walked by you with a banana. You wouldn't have taken one?
No.
I would be like, look, give me a banana.
How do you know he didn't put something in it?
Because you have to have better hope in people than you
No.
do. All right, so so he was offering bananas to demonstrators. Campus police arrested and charged Retke with civil rights intimidation. The motion filed by his attorney, Patrick Denton, says the statutes Retke was charged under are the same ones that protect the free speech he was exhibiting. So he just very well may get off. So this is another story where someone thinks that their white privilege makes them exempt from accountability. When I think of things, these things, Otto Warmbier comes to mind. Do you remember Otto Warmbier? Who was in North Korea, and he took the sign off the wall, and then he got caught, and then they sentenced him to 15 years hard labor, and unfortunately he lost his life after only a year. And that's still, I guess that's not being investigated anymore because he was unfortunately passed and then he was cremated, but there was something underhanded that went along with that. But still, Otto was trying to be a college kid, and let's take this sign off this wall and steal it so I can bring it home. And then, that's how trouble happens. This is another college kid who's like, let's put on a monkey mask and some overalls and hand out bananas to people and have a Confederate flag on my back.
That makes me angry.
Yeah. You have to understand that just because you're white doesn't mean that you can trample on other people or be vile towards other people and not be called on your foolishness. You go to a Black Lives Matter demonstration when people are already fed up over civil rights issues and you decide to put on a monkey suit and hand out bananas. You're lucky you didn't get He's lucky he didn't get assaulted or become the cause of a physical altercation. You're absolutely right.
I would have beat him up.
He's been charged with 2 counts of civil rights intimidation, 2 counts of disorderly conduct and disrupting a meeting. He was there to start some stuff, and now he got in trouble for it.
It's almost like he was there to start a problem.
Exactly, that's exactly what he's there for.
He was looking for someone to beat him up because then he would be
sympathized.
He would be in the right, but not really.
Right, people would sympathize over him. Want the person who assaulted him put in jail. This is one of the ridiculous things that happens. But I saw the video of him doing it too. He looked like a fool who was just itching for something to happen. He literally had a banana attached to a string as if he wanted black people to start following him around chasing the banana. Like in a cartoon or something.
Banana?
A banana, yes. Like black people can't live without bananas. This is what he did. Like most things in this country, I won't celebrate anything though. Even though he's been charged with these crimes, I'm not going to be celebrating. Yep, I won't be happy unless he's found guilty. And he should be found guilty.
And there was a TV show that actually did something very similar to this.
What?
but it was a black woman in the costume.
Oh,
Yeah.
Empire.
And it was very, very like.
Yeah,
Are
it was
you
stupid.
kidding
I don't
me?
know why they did that.
And then she was in a cage, and it was just like what?
Mhm.
Like I think that's like the last one we really watched.
Yep, I don't think I ever really watched
Yeah.
or tried to watch
Like
Empire.
we listened to
after
the music
episode.
from the show because the music is good.
Not even really after that.
No, but I mean, I think it was very disappointing, and it was actually stupid. Like, oh, it was just like I don't know.
No, you're right. It's unacceptable, the stuff that happened, and I'm glad that that he's been charged with things, but he needs to be held more accountable.
Yeah.
Need people to
This
be
needs to be on his record forever.
right, so they know the type of person that they're dealing with when they're dealing with crazy people like this.
Mhm.
All right, on to the next story, and this might be the last one, depending on how much time we have.
Yeah.
I killed my daughter to save her from aliens.
Oh
This
my
is
God,
not
I'm
a
sorry.
national. This is not a National Enquirer story. This is not a. When you go in line in the grocery store and you see those really ridiculous stories like Bigfoot caught on a UFO, aliens returned him in exchange for President Kennedy, stuff like that. It's not one of them stories. This is a true story. She literally said she killed her daughter to save her from aliens. A Virginia woman who allegedly killed.
Goodness, a
her-
Virginia woman.
Yep, killed her six. There's good news though. A Virginia woman who allegedly killed her 6-year-old daughter with a shotgun blast reportedly told police she was trying to save the small child from aliens.
Stoner.
Absolutely stone her.
Kill her. She's done.
Darla
Death penalty, done.
Elizabeth Hayes, 27, was in a psychiatric hospital when she told detectives that her daughter
She
and
is
son
crazy.
were in danger from aliens, and she thought she was going to save her daughter by sending her to heaven.
So where's her
Still
son?
stoner. It doesn't mention his son. Hayes also said she had aliens in her body and wanted them removed from her stomach,
So
the
why
paper
didn't she kill
said.
herself?
The new information came to light in a motion filed recently in a Virginia court. Hayes has been charged with first-degree murder, attempted murder, 2 counts of use of a firearm, possession of methamphetamine, and having a firearm while in possession of the drugs. Hayes' lawyer argued that although she signed away her Miranda rights, she did not understand her actions because of drugs and the mental disabilities. Stone her. I don't know if she had aliens in her stomach, but I believe she was possessed with something. How on earth do you end up killing someone to
Your
save
daughter.
them? To save them, no less. And why is it always why is it they always uncover that someone's mentally unstable after they do something crazy? This woman's 27 years old, and you're going to tell me they just found out at age 27 that she's crazy? 27 years, she's been fine, a model citizen, but now all of a sudden she has mental issues? This is why I'm for the death penalty.
I think everybody needs therapy.
No, the death penalty, not
Well,
therapy.
no, I mean every single person needs therapy. Then the therapist can decide if they're crazy, if they're not crazy, if they need help, and there might be some less deaths, less people having breakdowns and killing people because they had a breakdown. Well, if you were in therapy getting help like you should have been, you wouldn't have had that breakdown.
2 words: death penalty.
Does Virginia have the death penalty?
Oh, I will answer that question momentarily. And this woman should never be allowed to use the psych defense anyway, because when she was arrested, she was also charged with possessing methamphetamines.
Oh, good.
If her mental disability is caused or triggered by drugs, it's no matter.
Doesn't count.
Yep, it doesn't count. The drugs made me do it is not a good enough defense from keeping you to go to the lethal injection chair. And does Virginia have the death penalty?
Yes, they do.
That will be the question that does my heart good. Oh yes, Virginia does. They do have the death penalty, and not only do they have the death penalty,
They're quick.
they've executed
They're like
more
Texas,
people.
quick.
Yes,
Quick, quick,
that
quick.
Virginia does not play
It's because
when
they're
it comes
close
to criminals.
DC.
Yes, and I don't even know if DC has a death penalty, but
I don't know because
I don't think
DC
they
is not
do.
a state, but it's not a city.
Right.
It's like
it's a District of Columbia.
it's a
But
funky little place there.
yeah, but so yes, Virginia does have the death penalty, and if she is found guilty of first-degree murder, the death penalty is on the
Because
table.
she was on drugs.
Right.
Good.
So the death penalty, so she's convicted of first degree murder, she's going to the chair, and she should, and I'll be the happiest man too. No way you can convince me that she deserves to live. Again, what is it with these drug abusers who are allowed to have children?
That was what I was going to say. I think that if she doesn't get the death penalty, she should have her tubes tied.
Oh, no. Well, I said this last week, and you and Trooper Joe both went against me on this one.
I agreed. No, the stupid program they're offering people 30 days off, that's dumb. But I think that certain people who they hurt children, or they have 1 million children and don't pay for one of them, should have things cut and diced and not have permission to have children anymore. There should be a pill they have to take to burn their...
Don't they do something in China, where in China you're only allowed to...
one... I think they upped it to 2.
Yeah, but you're
it
allowed
was
to have
only
2
one.
children, yeah. So why can't they do... Well, China's a communist country, so...
China's a little different.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
But China's also very overpopulated.
No, but what is it with these drug abusers who have children? You got Bella Bond's mother, and what did her mother do? Bella Bond's mother helped her dispose of the body, helped cover it up, after the boyfriend of Bella Bond's mother allegedly killed her.
She was a little girl found on the
Yep,
highway?
no.
Not on the highway.
In the Boston Harbor.
Yes.
Yep, and they did the computerized sketch of her, and she did kind of look almost like
Just like
identical. Yeah, looked like Bella Bond. That was her name. The mother, of course, she got 2 years time served because she helped convict the boyfriend.
I hope, and God forgive me, I hope horrible things, but I hope that, like, she's never accepted anywhere she goes. Like, that she has to be hidden so well.
Oh, she's
like,
shunned from society?
Yes, that, like, she has to be hidden in, like, Albuquerque, New Mexico, or something, because people want to, like, pitchforks and stuff come at her.
Right.
Like, because I would honestly rather spend my time in jail than have to go out into the community again, who knows what I've done,
Right.
and have to deal with that.
And, right, it's tough, man. It's tough to really have sympathy. I mean, I do have sympathy for people who have substance abuse issues. The substance abuse issues are rampant in my family, and I know how bad it can get, and so I do have a sympathy towards it. But when you hurt a kid, all bets
When
are
you
off.
hurt somebody and you're high or you're drunk or you're whatever,
Yep.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Right. If I'm driving in a car and I'm under the influence of something and someone dies in the car, I get charged with manslaughter.
And I don't
The
think
mother-
that you should have the 3 DUIs and you're out. You should
Right.
just be out.
The mother who, well, I think they should have.
Nope.
I believe in second chances.
Nope.
The mother who shot her child, she has to get something. She has to.
Yeah.
But that Bella Bond is not, and this mother's not the only thing. What about a couple weeks ago, the baby whose remains were found in the
On the
back of
railroad
someone
tracks?
on the railroad tracks, and the parents were just walking on the railroad tracks like la-di-dee, la-di-da, looking for drugs. This is what I'm talking about. Parents should not, if you have drug problems, either DCF should be in your family.
Which starting now they will be. It's
I
a
hope
new
so.
law that's passed. It's very new. I don't know how current, like how much they're actually doing as of yet, because DCF isn't always very helpful
Right.
lately. But what I'm saying is they will. When you find out that you're pregnant, the minute you go to the doctor, you're
Right.
drug tested now.
Yep, so you either have to be heavily monitored by departments of children and families, or you lose your kid immediately until you're able to show that you're fit to be a parent.
Yep.
These beautiful children don't need to be killed off by crackheads.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Nope.
I don't care how insensitive it's called. I'm tired of seeing stories of heroin addicts, methamphetamine addicts, and crackheads killing kids, innocent kids. And I haven't even gotten started on kids who are born addicted to drugs because their parents don't know how to not use
Good
when they're
friend of
having
mine
kids.
had a baby who was only 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds, and she had seizures. You know her, had seizures, little tiny little thing in the hospital for months before, and then she was adopted to
Right.
a friend. So, it's like you can't, like the things, and I saw a baby pass away when our daughter was in the NICU from overdosed, from going through seizures and stuff. They didn't make it.
Yeah. So so this mother, she can be stoned. Billabong's mother can be stoned, and the parents who had the child remains in the back of the tracks can be stoned. Let's handle all that, and then I'll be a happy camper. That story really that story really did bother
We
me.
have a 6-year-old.
Yep.
Is she annoying? Yeah, she's 6. That's her job. Her job is to be annoying and ask a lot of questions and push a lot of buttons and test us all the time. Am I going to shoot her with a shotgun? No.
Or like the
No.
meth. I can't. And it's hard. I mean, I don't know. I've never been high on meth. But I had never known methamphetamine to cause someone to believe that aliens are... And she was in the psych ward when she said aliens were inside of
My
her.
stepfather, that guy, had a friend
Uh-huh.
that I heard the story once. He was on LSD.
Yep.
And he saw a cockroach. I don't know where he was, but he saw a cockroach, and it was about a foot long, he said, and it jumped from the table to his stomach. He took a machete and went onto his stomach. Like, it's crazy the things that these drugs make you think.
Right.
Like, and now he's got, like, I don't even know if he's still with us. This was a while back, but...
And now with opioids running rampant around, I don't know. I don't know what can be done. It's just too much, man. It's really too much. It's just too much war stories for me.
Yeah.
Can't really handle it. Well, we only got a couple minutes left. It's 12:56. So Donald Trump, eh? Donald Trump, he
Listen,
went.
we're going down there, and I'm not sure if my family is a Trump or not Trump.
Oh,
So I have to kind of...
Yeah, we're going to a family reunion, and I don't, if any of them are Trump,
But
it's gonna
my
have
family
issues.
who
Oh.
works...
Oh, that's
They're
right.
big Republicans, my family down there.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna have to bite my tongue. I'm
So
really
I'm
gonna have to have
hoping
my.
that they're like... Although a lot of Republicans are not happy with Trump right now, so...
Right. Trump just in New York the other day told the police, so, if they just got charged with murder and they're a suspect, don't have to be so nice. Don't be so nice. Like, he's advocating for police brutality against suspects. Not found guilty in a court of law yet, but suspects. This is what we're dealing with the president of the United States.
I was reading about a woman from Poland years ago. She passed away not so long ago, but she was old, and she used to go in and rescue the kids from the Nazis and stuff. I feel like we're gonna have to do some of these things pretty soon.
I don't think so. You know what? I think after
Let's
this
go
term,
rescue people.
I think Donald Trump is done after this term. Not because anyone can beat him, but because I don't think he's going to want to do it another 4 years.
No, he didn't think it was going to be as hard as it is.
Yep, he doesn't. So he was already hinting at how tough things are. I don't think he's going to want to do it another 4 years.
Didn't he tweet how tough it is?
Yes, he did.
He tweeted. And that's the thing is it great that our president is a tweeter? A tweeter?
I actually like it.
A Twitter? A tweet?
A tweeter. He tweets. He's a tweeter.
He's a tweeter?
He's a tweeter.
I'm not a tweeter, so. But I think it's cool. But I think, like, the things that he tweets are kind of like a 12-year-old. Some of the tweets that he does, like,
Yeah.
it's things that my son would tweet, like the words. They're very juvenile.
I like some of the real things that he says though. I like the fact that
What are
he's.
you doing?
I'm
You getting your steps
I'm
there?
getting my numbers up on my Fitbit,
Oh, good job there. Good job.
and I do that by waving my arms up and down like you do.
That was because it told me to keep moving.
Okay. Oh, it's going up. Okay, if the Fitbit does. So if you have a Fitbit and you're sitting in your chair and you just start waving your arms,
You pretend
the
you're
numbers
jogging.
go up. Oh yeah, pretend I'm jogging. Yeah. Well,
And
no,
also
you don't
get
want
your
to
heart rate going.
Get your heart. Okay. So, anyways, yeah, we just jumped from the president
I
tweeting to
know,
Fitbit.
because I
And,
was wondering what was happening over there.
Right, so we have 1 minute left. Unfortunately, Trooper Joe was not here today. He is in the desert
You're welcome.
in some where is he at? He's running
He's
someplace.
running the deserts.
Yes, he's running the deserts. He's in the deserts, running the desert. He will be back next Tuesday for Voice of the Voiceless with Truth It. So it'll be the same two. Two is not a crew, is it? So
No.
it'll be the same group. No, not even a group. It'll be the same couple, the same twosome that's usually here.
The
Hopefully.
gruesome twosome.
Yeah, you know what? If we might be looking for maybe a new member of Voice of the Voiceless.
I don't know if I have to work on Tuesdays. Sorry, I can't bless you with my
No,
presents
you
every
can't.
week.
It's okay. But my numbers are going up with this Fitbit, so I'm happy.
You're cheating.
Hey, you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Listen.
All right.
Stop it.
So that has been Voice the Voiceless. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed talking to you. We will see you guys next week. In the words of Keith Report, same bat time, same bat channel. I don't know why I quote Keith when he says it, because he did not invent that saying. But yes, same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you very much for joining in, Joy, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Aha!
Hi guys, this is Abby
All right.
Gardner and you're listening to WCUW 91.3 FM, Worcester. I'll see you at Falcon Ridge.
Pledge $75 or more to WCW and receive a pair of weekend passes with camping to the Falcon Ridge Folk Festival, a 3-day community of folk music and dance at the foot of the Berkshires. Taking place August 4th, 5th, and 6th in Hillsdale, New York. Limited number of tickets available.
10,
Pledge
stop.
now
That was 10.
via WCUW.org.
10.
Happy feet.
Still going. 361. So 361. 362.
1, 2,
363. 364.
4,
365. 366. 367.
7,
368. Wow, 369.
Why is it
Oh,
going
yeah.
up to 4?
Yes. Yes.
Ah,
Oh, you guys are about to get crushed.
Is democracy now.
cheap.
By sanctioning Maduro, the United States makes clear our opposition to the policies of his regime and the support for the people of Venezuela.